I was about to ask the woman I'd loved for 4 years to marry me. The ring, an $8,000 testament to my commitment, was hidden in my car. Her parents were secretly flying in for the surprise. Everything was perfect. But then, in the middle of a workday, she posted something on social media for all the world to see. My response? I left a simple two-word comment, and then I used every penny of that ring money to book a first-class solo ticket to Japan, leaving her and our entire life behind. The fluorescent lights of the office hummed their monotonous, soul-crushing tune, a perfect soundtrack to the sad death salad I was forcing myself to eat. Each limp piece of lettuce and chalky cube of feta was a monument to corporate drudgery. I was neck-deep in quarterly reports, a digital labyrinth of spreadsheets and projections that blurred into a meaningless haze. It was in this state of mild despair that my phone buzzed, a welcome distraction. I swiped it open, expecting a meme from a friend or a simple thinking of you text. Instead, my world tilted on its axis. It was an Instagram notification. My girlfriend of 4 years, Chloe, had tagged me in a post. My stomach clenched. Chloe's social media presence was performative, to say the least. I clicked, and there it was. A sun-drenched selfie of her and her friends at a bottomless mimosa brunch, all gleaming teeth and carefully curated joy. But it was the caption that landed like a punch to the gut. Some men really think they're irreplaceable, it read, followed by a laughing crying emoji. Meanwhile, we're living our best lives. Remember, ladies, if he wanted to, he would. My name was tagged directly in the photo, a digital scarlet letter. My fork froze halfway to my mouth. I scrolled down, my blood running cold as I saw the comments already pouring in. Her best friend, Mira, was first. Period. Drop the dead weight, babe. Her co-worker, Ashley, added, "This is about my name, isn't it?" Finally. To which Chloe had replied, not with a denial, but with a smug, "I'm not saying names, but if the shoe fits," a dozen other comments from her circle echoed the sentiment. Men are literally optional. Get yours, queen. I just sat there, the plastic fork still in my hand, staring at the screen. The salad suddenly seemed even more pathetic. For years. We had been together for 4 years, living under the same roof for two. We had built a life, a comfortable routine of shared bills and inside jokes. I thought we were building a future. In the glove compartment of my car, sitting in the office parking lot, was a small, velvet box. Inside, it was an $8,000 diamond ring that I'd spent over a year saving for, a symbol of a future I had meticulously planned. Just yesterday, I had picked it up from the jeweler, my hands trembling with a mixture of nerves and excitement. This weekend, I was going to propose at the botanical gardens where we had our first date. I had arranged for her parents to fly in as a surprise. I had coordinated with Mira, the same Mira who was now cheering on my public execution, to help set up a picnic with champagne and flowers. All of it, every single detail, was for her. I reread the caption. Some men really think they're irreplaceable. My vision narrowed. The hum of the office lights seemed to grow louder. My heart, which had been pounding with shock, settled into a slow, steady, and ice-cold rhythm. I tapped on the comment box. My fingers moved with a strange certainty, typing out two simple words. You're right. I hit send. Then, without a second thought, I went back to my spreadsheets, the numbers on the screen suddenly feeling sharp and clear. My phone immediately began to vibrate uncontrollably, a frantic, desperate buzzing against the cold laminate of my desk. A string of texts from Chloe appeared on the lock screen. What's that supposed to mean? Are you mad? It was just a joke. Stop being so sensitive. Hello. I didn't read them. I just powered the phone off, dropped it into my drawer, and methodically finished my workday. The familiar drive home felt different, as if I were seeing the world through a new lens. The streets, the trees, the very air seemed sharper, clearer. I wasn't angry anymore. That had burned out, leaving behind a cold, hard clarity. I was just done. When I walked through the door of our shared apartment, the scene was exactly as I'd pictured. Chloe was sprawled on the couch, laptop open, scrolling endlessly. She didn't even look up as I came in. "So, you're giving me the silent treatment now because of a little joke?" she asked, her voice dripping with condescension. "Not at all," I said, setting my keys on the counter. I agreed with you. That made her look up, a flicker of confusion in her eyes. "What? You said some men think they're irreplaceable," I stated calmly, walking to the fridge. "You're right. I'm not irreplaceable, and neither are you." A harsh, disbelieving laugh escaped her lips. "Okay, tough guy. What are you going to do? Break up with me?" "Please." You can't even decide where we eat for dinner without my help. You're right about that, too. I conceded, pulling out last night's Chinese food. I should probably work on being more independent. She rolled her eyes with dramatic flair and turned back to her screen. Whatever. There are leftovers in the fridge if you're hungry. I heated up the sweet and sour chicken, the smell filling the silent apartment. Then, while the microwave whirred, I picked up my phone, turned it back on, and made a call. Hi, yes, I said, my voice steady. I'd like to cancel my ring sizing appointment for tomorrow. Actually, I'd like to return the ring entirely. I have the receipt. Chloe's head snapped up so fast, I thought she might get whiplash. What ring? She demanded. Don't worry about it, I said, opening the microwave. What? Ring? She repeated, her voice rising. It's not important anymore. The color drained from her face. She looked like she'd seen a ghost. Were you going to propose? I took a bite of chicken. Yeah, this weekend, actually. Had the whole thing planned out. Your parents were flying in as a surprise. Mira was going to help me set up at the botanical gardens, where we had our first date. She stood up, her laptop clattering onto the couch cushions. You're lying. I sighed, pulled out my phone, and opened my photo gallery. I showed her everything. The picture of the stunning ring I'd taken the day I bought it. The scanned receipt for $8,000. The email confirmation for her parents' flights. The text chain with Mira, filled with exclamation points and plans for hiding the champagne. Her face crumpled. Oh my God, she whispered, her hands flying to her mouth. But hey, I said, my voice devoid of emotion. I'm replaceable, right? Some other guy could do all that for you. Good luck. I didn't mean it like that, she cried, tears welling in her eyes. It was just girl talk. A joke. Cool, I replied, walking over to my computer and powering it on. Well, this is just guy actions. I opened a web browser and started searching for flights to Japan. It was a place I had always dreamed of visiting, a place steeped in a culture I admired. Chloe had always shot the idea down, calling it too weird and asking, why would anyone want to go there? What are you doing? She sobbed from behind me. Booking a trip, I said, clicking through flight options. That ring money has to go somewhere. You can't be serious. I found a fantastic 2-week package deal. First-class flights, 5-star hotels in Tokyo and Kyoto, guided tours, the works. The total came to about $7,500. Perfect, I murmured, reaching for my wallet. Babe, please, let's talk about this, she begged, grabbing my arm. I gently removed her hand. There's nothing to talk about. You made your feelings crystal clear for the whole world to see. I'm just respecting them. I clicked confirm purchase. The next 2 days were a masterclass in entitlement and delusion. After I booked the Japan trip, Chloe went into a full-blown panic, but it wasn't the I'm so sorry, I messed up kind of panic. It was the how dare you react to my actions kind. The first volley came from her mother, Patricia. Chloe had apparently called her, weeping, and an hour later my phone rang. How could you humiliate my daughter like this? Patricia screeched without even a hello. I'm sorry, what? I asked, genuinely baffled. Canceling a proposal over a silly little social media post? That's utterly childish. Did she tell you what the post said, Patricia? It doesn't matter what it said. You don't punish someone you claim to love over words. I'm not punishing anyone, I said, my patience wearing thin. I'm making a choice. That money was for our future, and she publicly declared that future disposable. So now I'm choosing to spend it on my future. Singular. Patricia hung up on me. Next came the flying monkeys, Chloe's friends who were suddenly experts on our 4-year relationship. Mira texted, "You're really going to throw away 4 years over a joke?" I replied instantly. Ask Chloe if she wants to pay me back for the 4 years of rent I covered while she was finding herself as a content creator. The conversation ended there. Ashley, the coworker, added me on Facebook just so she could send me a message. Chloe is crying at work. You're abusive. I typed back. And posting about your partner being replaceable while they're at work trying to pay for your life is what? Exactly? A team-building exercise? Then I blocked her. But the piece de resistance was yet to come. Chloe, in her infinite wisdom, decided the best way to win back public opinion was to make a TikTok. Oh yes, a full production, tear-streaked TikTok video detailing the saga of her toxic boyfriend. She sat in her car, mascara running down her cheeks, and lamented to her phone. So, I made one little post about how men think they're so special, she sniffled, and my boyfriend of 4 years canceled our proposal. He literally returned the ring and booked a trip to Japan without me, all because of a joke. She paused for dramatic effect. This is what happens when you date insecure men, ladies. They can't handle a strong woman who speaks her mind. The video exploded. It hit 50,000 views in a single day. The comment section became a war zone. There were her supporters, of course. He sounded controlling. You dodged a bullet, and men are so fragile. OMG. But a surprising number of people saw through it. Wait, he was going to propose, and you posted that? Girl, nah, you fumbled the entire bag. Another wrote, Team Boyfriend. Imagine losing an $8,000 ring over some Instagram likes. Chloe reveled in the attention, good and bad. She posted 3 follow-up videos, launching a whole series on toxic relationship red flags, starring me as the villain. While she was building her social media empire on the ashes of our relationship, I was at the post office getting my passport renewed, and then at the mall, shopping for luggage. The climax of the week arrived on Friday. I came home from work, exhausted and ready for the weekend, only to walk into an ambush. Chloe had invited her parents and my parents over for a family dinner, without breathing a word to me. I walked in, and there they were, all 4 of them, sitting stiffly in our living room. We need to talk, as a family, Chloe announced, standing up as if she were addressing a boardroom. My mom looked utterly confused. My dad just looked annoyed. Patricia, Chloe's mom, had a smug, triumphant look on her face, while her dad, Robert, a man I'd always respected for his quiet dignity, looked like he would rather be undergoing a root canal. You're abandoning her, Patricia began, launching the offensive. I'm going on a 2-week vacation to Japan. I corrected her, with the money that was meant for your daughter's engagement ring. My mom's ears perked up. Engagement? She asked, looking between me and Chloe. You two were getting engaged? We were, I said, pulling out my phone. Until Chloe publicly announced that I'm replaceable. I handed the phone to my mom. She read the post. She read the comments from Mira and Ashley. Her expression, usually so warm and open, became a mask of cold disappointment. She looked up, not at me, but at Chloe. Chloe, you posted this about my son? It was a joke. Chloe insisted, her voice cracking. My mom turned to me. How much was the ring? $8,000. And how much is the trip? $7,500. Good, she said, handing my phone back. Enjoy Japan. Send me pictures. Patricia audibly gasped. You're taking a side? There are no sides here, Patricia, my mom said, her voice dangerously calm. Chloe said my son is replaceable. He's simply showing her that he agrees with her. Where's the problem? My dad, who had been silent until now, finally spoke up. I want to see this post. I showed him. He read it, then let out a short, sharp laugh. A genuine laugh. Play stupid games, he said, shaking his head. Win stupid prizes. That was it for Chloe. The dam broke, and she started crying hysterically. This isn't fair. It was just girl talk. And his trip is just boy action, my dad countered, unimpressed. You kids and your social media. This is why your mother and I don't have Facebook. Robert, Chloe's father, finally sighed and looked at his daughter with weary eyes. Chloe, you messed up. Just accept it. What, Dad? You want me to lie and say men aren't replaceable? I want you to stop acting like a child, he said, his voice firm. You posted that nonsense for attention, and now you're upset that you got consequences. You're 26 years old, not 16. The dinner ended with Chloe screaming that we were all ganging up on her before she stormed off and locked herself in our bedroom. As my parents were leaving, my mom gave me a long hug. Enjoy Japan, she whispered. Eat lots of ramen for me. The days leading up to my departure were a bizarre mix of love bombing and rage texting from Chloe. One minute it was, baby, I'm so sorry, we can work through this, I love you. And the next it was, you're a pathetic man-child who can't take a joke, I hope you have a miserable time. I ignored it all. But the day before my flight, she did something so audacious, so utterly detached from reality, that it still shocks me. She threw a proposal party. I'm not kidding. She invited all of her mutual friends, her family, everyone, telling them that I had come to my senses and was going to propose that night. Her Instagram story was a picture of her in a new white dress, captioned, "Tonight's the night," with a ring emoji. I was at my buddy Trevor's house, playing video games and trying to decompress, when my phone started blowing up with texts from people congratulating me and asking what time they should show up at our apartment. One of her cousins even asked if he should bring champagne. I texted Chloe immediately. What are you doing? Her reply was instant. Fixing your mistake. You're going to propose tonight. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Everyone is coming at 8 p.m. The jewelry store is open until 7. You have time to go buy the ring again. I'm not buying another ring, Chloe. Then use your credit card. I don't care. Just fix this. I typed back. I'm in another city right now. I was 10 minutes away, but she didn't need to know that. Get home now, she demanded. I turned off my phone. Trevor's girlfriend, Kiko, who followed Chloe out of morbid curiosity, gave us a play-by-play of the disaster. Chloe had gone all out. Decorations, catering, a full face of makeup. 8 p.m. came and went. No sign of me. By 8:30, Kiko said you could see people in the background of her Instagram stories looking confused. At 9 p.m., Chloe posted a tearful video, a sequel to her first viral hit. He stood me up, she wailed into the camera, at our own proposal party. This is who he really is. The performance was cut short when someone in the comments pointed out, "Girl, didn't you post last week that he's replaceable and then brag about him canceling the first proposal?" The video was deleted within minutes. At 10 p.m., Mira posted a vague story. Men are trash. That's all. But the real hero of the night was one of Chloe's cousins, a guy named Jordan. He messaged me directly. "Bro, she's telling everyone you're abusive, and that's why you didn't show. But I saw her original post. You dodged a massive bullet. Enjoy Japan." I replied, "Thanks, man. Want to see something funny?" I sent him the screenshots of Chloe's texts from just a few hours earlier, the ones demanding I go buy a new ring and propose to her under duress. They were all time-stamped. Jordan, the legend, posted them in the family group chat. According to him, the chaos was immediate and glorious. Half the family sided with Chloe, calling me cruel, while the other half thought she had completely lost her mind. Her aunt wrote, "So let me get this straight. You bullied him online, he canceled the proposal, and you thought you could fix it by bullying him into proposing anyway." Patricia, of course, defended her, saying I had humiliated her. Jordan's mom replied, "She humiliated herself, and him, in front of the whole world, Patricia." The family group chat imploded. Robert left the group entirely. Patricia blocked 3 relatives. And Chloe's grandmother chimed in to call everyone a bunch of disappointments and declare that this is why she doesn't do social media. The next morning, I woke up early, my suitcases packed and waiting by the door. As I walked into the living room, my heart sank. Chloe was sitting there, stone-faced, with 2 of her own suitcases packed beside her. "What's this?" I asked. "I'm coming to Japan with you," she stated, as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. I laughed. "No, you're not. You can't stop me from flying to Japan," she said defiantly. "You're right, but I can stop you from coming on my trip. My hotels are booked for single occupancy. My tours are booked for 1 person. And most importantly, you are not invited. I'll book my own rooms," she sniffed. "With what money?" I asked. See, 3 months ago, Chloe had quit her stable job to focus on content creation, a venture that had so far netted her a grand total of about $200 from TikTok's Creator Fund. "I'll use my credit card," she said. "The one I pay for every month? The one that I'm about to cancel." Her eyes widened in horror. "You can't do that. Watch me." I pulled out my phone, dialed the credit card company, and put on speaker. Right there in front of her, I had her removed as an authorized user. The customer service representative informed me her card would be deactivated the moment I hung up. "You can't just leave me here with nothing," she screamed, her voice cracking with desperation. "You have your parents. You have your friends. You have that amazing support system you're always posting about. Oh, and you have all those men on the internet who think you're so irreplaceable. Ask one of them." My Uber arrived. I rolled my suitcase toward the door. She followed me outside, the facade crumbling into genuine, gut-wrenching sobs. "Please," she cried, clutching my sleeve. "I am sorry. I love you. You love the lifestyle I provided," I said, pulling my arm away. "There's a difference." "What am I supposed to tell everyone?" she wailed. "Tell them the truth," I said, opening the car door. "Or make another TikTok. I'm sure it'll go viral." As the Uber pulled away from the curb, she was standing in the driveway, screaming about how I would regret this for the rest of my life. I settled back into the seat, a profound sense of peace washing over me. I typed a quick message from the airport lounge, a response to her final, desperate text from Mira's phone which read, "You're really going to throw us away over pride?" Irapa? No. I'm throwing us away because you already did. I'm just taking out the trash. Then I blocked Mira's number, too. Japan, here I come. The moment the plane lifted off the tarmac, it felt like a physical weight had been lifted from my soul. For the next 2 weeks, I was in heaven. Konnichiwa from Japan. I immersed myself completely. I hiked the serene trails of the Fushimi Inari Shrine, ate life-changing ramen from a tiny shop in a Tokyo alleyway, and watched the sunrise over Mount Fuji. I posted a few photos, not out of spite, but out of genuine joy. Me, smiling at peace. Back home, however, Chloe had gone nuclear. The landlord of my apartment called me in a panic. Chloe was at the building, claiming she'd been locked out and demanding he let her in. He knew we lived together and was about to, until he remembered something. A month prior, I had quietly and officially removed her from the lease. I had been planning a future, yes, but I wasn't an idiot. I wanted the legalities sorted before I put a ring on her finger. When that failed, she launched a sob story campaign telling everyone I'd left her homeless. Her father, Robert, sent me a text. She's not homeless. She's literally in her childhood bedroom right now, eating a Pop-Tart. I'm so sorry about all of this. But her magnum opus of manipulation was a fundraiser she started. The title, Help Me Rebuild After Financial Abuse. The goal was a whopping $10,000. The description was a masterpiece of fiction. My ex controlled all our finances, she wrote. She hadn't paid a single bill in 2 years. He left me with nothing but the clothes on my back. She had a closet full of designer clothes I paid for. He stole our dream vacation, the same trip she called weird. I'm starting from zero. She managed to raise about $300, mostly from Mira and Ashley. Then Jordan, the base cousin, struck again. He commented on the fundraiser page, "Funny how you need money when you just posted last month about your $500 Dyson Airwrap and your $300 skincare haul. Maybe sell those." The fundraiser was deleted an hour later. Then came the bizarre messages from random men on Instagram. Apparently, Chloe had been going to bars, showing guys my profile, and telling them I was harassing her, begging them to defend her honor. "Leave Chloe alone, bro," one message read. I replied, "I'm literally in another country." Another said, "Chloe says you're stalking her." My response, "I'm at a cat cafe in Tokyo, my dude." I posted an Instagram story from a conveyor belt sushi restaurant with the caption, "Living rent-free," in her head. Dozens of people replied with laughing emojis, including, to my surprise, Mira, who then quickly sent another message saying, "That's not funny." I replied, "Then why did you watch it 3 times?" The final, karmic blow came from an unexpected source. Her old boss from a marketing job she'd quit reached out to me. "Hey," his message read, "Is Chloe okay?" She applied for her old job back, but when we Googled her name, her TikToks came up. The ones calling you toxic and the series on how to manipulate men. HR says it's a no-go. Just wanted to check if you're all right, though. I replied, "I'm fantastic. Thanks for checking. Currently in Japan, having the time of my life." His response, "Good for you, man. By the way, we're hiring if you know anyone looking." That same day, Chloe posted a rant about how corporate culture discriminates against truth-tellers. Her own mother, Patricia, commented, "Maybe don't post your drama online, sweetie." Chloe deleted the comment. Patricia reposted it. I returned home after 2 weeks of absolute bliss to a scene of decaying drama. On my doorstep was a bouquet of roses, now dead and crispy, left there 2 weeks ago with a note that read, "Our love isn't dead yet." The building's security footage showed her coming back every single day for a week to see if I'd pick them up. By day 7, the footage showed her kicking the dead flowers and crying. Inside, my inbox was a wasteland. I had 73 unread emails, all from Chloe using different accounts as I blocked them one by one. The subject lines told a story of her mental decline. "Please talk to me. I'm sorry. You're being so childish. I hate you. I love you. Check your phone. Are you dead?" And my personal favorite, "Actually, I hope you get food poisoning." But the best part was learning she had been fired from TikTok. Not from a job, from the platform itself. After her 9th video in the My Toxic X series, where she used my full name and mentioned my place of work, I finally reported her for harassment. So did my friends. So did my family. And so did a legion of strangers who were simply tired of her antics. Her account, with its 15,000 followers, vanished. She made a new account to cry about being deplatformed. That one got banned for ban evasion. She was relegated to Instagram, posting motivational quotes about rising above the hate to her 500 remaining followers. Then came the final nail in the coffin, delivered once again by Jordan. Remember William, the work friend she always swore was just a friend, the one I was supposedly paranoid about? Jordan sent me a screenshot. 2 days after I left for Japan, Chloe had posted an Instagram story from a fancy restaurant. A man's hand was visible in the corner of the frame. An hour later, William posted a story from the exact same restaurant. They were dating. Or, rather, they were having an affair. Because William had a girlfriend the entire time. The girlfriend, a woman named Emma, found out and went scorched earth. She posted everything on Facebook, screenshots of texts, dates, everything, and tagged everyone. Chloe's family, Chloe's friends, and even Chloe's former employer. Patricia called me, sounding defeated. "Did you know about William?" "I had my suspicions," I admitted. "Why didn't you say anything?" "Honestly, Patricia, would you have believed me?" There was a long silence on the other end. I owe you an apology, she finally said. Robert texted me separately. I'm sorry about my wife and my daughter. You're a good man. Enjoy your freedom. Chloe's last message, sent from Ashley's account, was predictably delusional. I hope you're happy. You ruined my life. William, and I could have been something if you hadn't made me look crazy. I didn't respond. Instead, I posted one last photo from my trip. Me, standing at the Fushimi Inari Shrine, looking genuinely, profoundly happy. The caption was simple. Sometimes the best gift you can give yourself is dodging a bullet. Chloe's grandmother liked the post. Life is a funny way of working out. Kiko, Trevor's girlfriend, saw my Japan pictures and showed them to her friend, Yuki. Yuki thought I looked like a kind person and wanted to know if I needed a tour guide the next time I went. I told her I'd love that, but maybe we could start with dinner here first. Chloe, of course, found out and posted, "Funny how he moves on so fast. Shows what I really meant to him." In a twist I never saw coming, Mira, her ride or die, commented, "Didn't you literally date William 2 days after he left?" Even Mira was done. The last I heard, Chloe is living with her parents indefinitely, unable to get a job because of her digital footprint. William blocked her after his ex threatened legal action. Her own grandmother uninvited her from Christmas. As for me, I'm great. That trip to Japan reset my entire life. My apartment is quiet and peaceful. My bank account is recovering. And I'm going out with Yuki next weekend. She's going to teach me how to make proper sushi. That $8,000 ring would have been the single worst investment of my life. The $7,500 trip to Japan, best money I ever spent. She called me replaceable. And she was right. I replaced her with peace, with self-respect, and with a happiness I hadn't realized I was missing.